Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside King Arena for this presentation on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network of Wheaton Thunder men's basketball. We thank you for being with us today here on the campus of Wheaton College. I'm Abram Erickson here alongside Don Crowder. And Don, of course, King Arena looking a little different today than in previous years, but we're excited to be back on the floor. I was notified before the game that it's been 315 days since the last athletic competition was held here at Wheaton College, a baseball game back in the spring before students were sent home on spring break around March 15th. And, of course, excited that athletics are getting back going today. We haven't seen either men's or women's basketball team in action. It's been about 11 months to the day back in November. The season started, of course, ending sometime around February, and here we are back in January. So, Don, excited for what's in store today, and glad that everyone has the ability to tune in to us here on WTSN. Of course, no fans in the stadium today, but we've got a game going no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited and so thankful that we're able to come here and watch these two great teams square up. We were talking before the game, the youth of Augustana and the experience of Wheaton. Wheaton returning potentially 4 starters from last year. Augustana only 1 senior on the team. But don't let that fool you. This Augustana team, absolutely technical, so composed. They will be a tough matchup for this Wheaton team. And Jay Spencer, the one senior that Wheaton lost last year, led the CCIW in blocked shots and 3-point percentage. So they're losing a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. We'll see how they come on top of that.
Yeah, Don, that's a good point. Pretty balanced team on the Wheaton side with a good, really round out of 4 seniors, 4 juniors, 7 sophomores, and 3 freshmen, where, again, as you look at Augustana, 1 senior and 2 juniors only on the team. So a very new-look Vikings team for Augustana. Of course, it's a team that defeated Wheaton twice in the regular season last year, both at home and away. Augustana gave the Thunder a tough time as the Thunder got out to a 15-11 record before bowing out in the first round of the CCIW tournament. Augustana finishing second in the CCIW last year, 18-8 overall, 12-4 in the CCIW, but they as well lost in the first round of that CCIW tournament. So both excited and ready to get going for this season. Of course, a little later than normal, but still glad to be out here on the court. We're going to send it down to the floor now. Of course, we won't have player introductions today. No fans in the stadium. We will do a good job here of keeping you aware of who's on the court at all times, but we will have the national anthem, and then we'll get ready for tip-off. So we'll send it down to the floor now to the public address announcer and get ready for today's matchup. All right, well, once again, thank you for tuning in today to Wheaton Thunder Sports Network for the matchup between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Augustana College Vikings. We're here inside King Arena again. Abram Erickson here with Don Crowder. And Don, we take a look here at the starting lineups that have been released. Again, we won't introduce the players over the PA, but looks like on the Thunder side, it's Colin Vegas, Tyson Cruikshank, Cade Aliath, Nyamie Adome, and Gavin Hawkins, 5 returning players for the Thunder. Over on the Augustana side, it's Jack Jellin, Matt Hanaszewski, Nate Ortiz. We've got Johnson, number 25, and then Daniel Carr, number 45, starting. It's Luke Johnson, number 25, out on the floor. So again, a young Augustana team out there right now with only one senior on the floor as opposed to 4 for the Thunder. Tyson Cruikshank, the lone junior, out there for the Thunder today.
And look at big 42 Gavin Hawkins. So excited to see him starting. Look for him to make some big threes.
And the tip goes to the Thunder, and there's Hawkins bringing it down. The Thunder will start the season with the ball. At half court, it's a dome over to Aliath, and a team here with experience running the offense. 5 guys that have played together a lot. A dome from the top of the key takes the long 2 to give the Thunder their first points of the season.
We saw that a lot last season. The high screen, the Amia Dome so quick around it, no chance for the defender.
18.7 points per game last year, led the Thunder. And he gets the first bucket of the season over here today. Ball kicked by Hawkins. Pass from Ortiz, trying to get down to Carr on the block. Wasn't able to get it through Hawkins there. Inbound now to come in from Johnson. He goes into Jellin. Again, Jellin, the lone senior here for this Augustana team. Back up top to Carr. He pulls the three-point try. Rims out, and Cruikshank with the rebound. Cruikshank, nice crossover, gets to the hole, and a left-handed finish. Thunder lead 4-0. Ortiz hands it off now to Hanaszewski. Back over to Hanaszewski, gets it to Carr down low, bobbles it a little bit, but is able to finish over top of the dome for Augustana's first bucket.
And that was a really nice play down low by Carr. Got the mismatch, a lot of size over a dome, put in the easy bucket.
One thing to note early, of course, no fans in the stadium due to the CCIW regulations, but it's pretty loud in here, Don. Both benches pretty loud as Adome is stripped on the baseline, gets it back, and puts up the layup for 2.
A little bit of revenge there for Adome, going against Carr down low. We'll see it on the replay. He's going to pick up his own loose ball. Nice strength to finish that contest.
Ortiz back up top over to Jellin. Jellin, cross-court pass to the corner to Hanaszewski, and now a three-point try from Johnson off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound goes back out to the Vikings. And Johnson double-teamed at the free throw line. Out to Carr. Jellin's open in the corner. Down to Carr once again. Cruikshank guards him. Double-teamed by Uvegas up to the top of the key. A pump fake, and there's Jellin for the two-point try. No good. Tipped up by Carr, but Aliath with the rebound. Adome with 17:40 left in the first half. Gets it over to Hawkins. Cruikshank's in the corner. Little crossover, trying to create separation, but good defense by the Vikings. They rotate it around to the wing. Cruikshank over to Aliath. Aliath. And a little contact, no foul there on the missed layup. Spins and passes out to Jellin. Three-point try. Bounces a couple times, but Aliath brings down the missed shot.
Augustana getting some pretty good looks from downtown. They're 0 for 3 so far to start this game.
Adome, a three-point try of his own off the front of the rim, rebounded by Carr. Hanaszewski over now to Ortiz. It's in the corner to Jellin. Rotates all the way over again, and a handoff to Johnson on the corner. Pass almost gets away from him. Carr takes a pretty deep three from outside. Adome gets the long rebound, and the Thunder start the break. Cruikshank, great pass to Aliath, wide open down low. And it's 8-2. We'll see a timeout from the Augustana Vikings.
Look at this replay. The no-look pass by Cruikshank down low to Cade Aliath for the finish. Such a strong body down low. He missed that earlier layup after the contest from Carr, but makes up for it there with a nice transition bucket. And so far, Abram, Wheaton on the front foot early on.
Yeah, and they're able to get out to a jump here. And again, that's I think a little bit of experience versus a little bit of youth here. As you look, we talked about those 5 guys that are on the floor for the Thunder, playing a lot together last year. 4 of them regular starters. Gavin Hawkins getting a good amount of playing time as well, where over on the Viking side, they lost 3 key players last year in Wofford, Elledge, and Martin. Wofford, their leading scorer and rebounder, averaged 17 and 7. Austin Elledge, 13.6 points per game and 42% from three-point land. And then Micah Martin, the big 6'11 senior last year, averaged 12.8 points and 6.4 rebounds. A lot of scoring that the Augustana Vikings need to make up for this season. we're obviously going to see where that's going to come from as this game moves along.
And if you're a young player for Augustana, that's the exciting thing about these first couple games. Are you going to come in and fill that void? Because there is a need.
We see number 20, Carter Dua, check in for the Vikings, as well as 34, Bodorf. There's the fall-away shot. Gets it to drop. Carter Dua doubles Augustana's point total there, making it 8-4. We see Luke Anthony on the floor for the Thunder for the first time, another Thunder veteran. Eli Considine as well out there for the first time. There we'll see our first foul of the game. Looks like they're going to call it on the floor, though. No shots for Namia Adom. Let's see. Oh, they're going to give it to him. Adom consistently good free throw shooter, 77% from the line last year. Trails only Tyson Cruikshank, who came in at 86% on the year last year. Adom knocks down the first. Almost 5 minutes in to this first half. We've got 9-4 Thunder lead. And Adom hits them both. Hanaszewski brings it up the floor. He's guarded by Anthony. Handoff there to Dua. Dua on the wing, guarded by Adom. Looks to round the corner, can't quite get around Adom. Ortiz cuts to the lane and makes, misses the left-handed layup there. Considine with a nice save. Gets the Thunder started on the break. 2 on 3. Adom stripped by Hanaszewski. He pulls it out. Gets it back up to Dua up top. Jelen over to Ortiz. Ortiz into the corner to Bodorf. Bodorf step back 3 from the wing. It's short, rebounded, bobbled, and then handled by Cruikshank.
And that's 0 for 5 from behind the arc for Augustana so far. You would expect them to really come out firing, but they can't get their shot going.
Team that averaged 37% from 3 last year. Pretty good in the CCIW. Adom going up against Jelen. He had his hand around him. Adom finishes through some contact. Into the corner, Dua with the shot attempt, and he will knock down the first 3 of the day for the Vikings. And look at that, we've got an inbound violation on Cade Aliath afterwards. So quick 3-pointer, turnover, gets the ball back to Augustana.
How about Carter Dua coming on, immediate impact. 5 quick points, a 2 and a 3, and now Augustana with the chance to cut into this lead even more.
It'll be inbounded by Hanaszewski. Passes inside, and a nice finish there by Bodorf over top of Anthony. Hanaszewski will pressure Cruikshank full court. Now Hawkins back in the game for the Thunder. Great pump fake, gets Cruikshank open. Uvegas into the corner, Considine the 3-pointer, and his first shot attempt of the season is in. Hanaszewski bringing it up court. Looks like we've got Jonathan Mullins waiting to check in as well. Sophomore for Augustana waiting at the scorer's table. Dua crosses over, heads to the baseline, and Uvegas gets called with the hand check foul.
You'll see it here on the replay. Uvegas known for his defense, just not quite quick enough to keep up with Dua. And a good call by the referee.
Jelen subbed out again there for Mullins. Mullins, the 5'11 freshman from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, getting his first minutes of the season. Hanaszewski just has to go out up top to Carr. And Carr guarded by Hawkins now. Carr, tallest guy out on the floor at 6'9", with Hawkins listed at 6'7". Shot clock now down to 8, and a travel called on Mullins will give the ball back to the Thunder.
Lots of great ball movement there, but no final product. This Wheaton defense right now, a little bit stifling.
And now we'll see a couple more substitutes come in, this time for the Thunder. Now it's Adom, Anthony, Hawkins, and you've got Cade Aliath and Eddie Scott checking back into the game. Scott got some playing time last year as a freshman. Out on the floor pretty early in this one from Coach Schauer. Now we've got a foul against Carr. The Thunder will get it on the baseline.
And looking on the replay here, yeah, just a little bit of an elbow there on Luke Anthony. Certainly not intentional. Just happened because Carr is 6'9". That's where his elbows are naturally going to be when he turns around.
Aliath looking for someone to get it to. Ref counting down, and finally he's able to hand it off to a dome. Gets inside, kicks it out to the corner. Hawkins' first three of the day. Nothing but net for Gavin Hawkins.
And that's the shot you love. Gavin Hawkins, when he circles around to the corner, you cannot block that shot. He's 6'7". He's got a very nice form. 3 more points for the Thunder.
Thunder 1 for 2 from behind the line. Augustana just 1 for 6. Dua will pull the 3-point try, and he'll put it in. Again, Carter Dua, the early story here for Augustana. He's got 8 of their 12 points.
And he's just fearless right now, shooting anytime he gets a good look, and he is making good on his looks.
See some high-pressure defense here, and then an offensive foul called against Aliath as he tries to make some space against Carr.
And here's that 3-point shot. Look at that, looking around, nothing's available. A dome not close enough. I'm going to take it myself. I'm going to score.
12:40 left here in the first half. 18-12. The Thunder lead has shrunk a little bit. Augustana made 3 of their last 4 field goals, and since stopping, looks like foul going to be called on Aliath here as he tried to get around that screen. That's 2 quick ones in a row. Inbound will come from Mullins into Hanaszewski. Thunder, a little miscommunication on the screen. Lets Jelen get to the basket. He misses the layup, but now ball's on the ground. And they'll give it to the jump ball, which will go to Augustana. Cruikshank comes back in to check in the game. On the Thunder side, it's a dome with 8 points that leads the Thunder, so Dua and a dome currently leading the way for both teams. We'll see Hanaszewski step out and Jelen come back in. Into the corner to Dua. Gets a step on a dome and puts up the jump shot. And Dua, 4 for 4 from the field now. Hasn't missed a shot since he's been in, and he closes the Thunder lead to 4. And it looks like Augustana settled into a zone here. It's like maybe a 2-3. They get it over to a dome and now into the short corner to Hawkins. Cruikshank, a 3-point try. Just short, rebounded by Carr. Mullins tries to split the defense, loses the ball, but makes a nice pass to Carr. They're going to call the travel before the shot drops.
Tough call, but how about the hustle there from Jonathan Mullins down on the ground, able to recover it. Just a little bit unlucky there for Carr. He picked it up, had the wrong foot down. And Augustana a little bit more momentum since Dua came on, making a couple big shots and a lot more energy now in this gymnasium.
Yeah, I would say the Augustana bench much louder than the Thunder side. Hawkins, 3-point try from the corner. That one just barely in and out. Cross-court pass now to Mullins. Mullins hands off to Bodorf, and we'll get it back to Mullins at the top of the key. Drives past the dome, gets to the hole and drops it in. Now just a 2-point Thunder lead. The Thunder scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 3 seconds. A 7-0 run from Augustana in that span. Vegas in the corner. Once again, Augustana settled into looks like an extended 2-3. Cruikshank gets some space for himself, puts up the jump shot. It's no good. We've got a foul underneath. Looks like they'll get Bodorf coming in on Aliath there.
Oh yeah, pretty easy call there, and no real reason for it. Gives Wheaton another chance to put some points up on the board, but since this zone has come out, the Thunder really don't know what to do.
Into the corner, Considine. He's knocked down a 3 in the game. Back up top to Aliath, and now they'll rotate it around to Vegas. Cruikshank cuts through the lane, doesn't get the ball, so Aliath will hand off to a dome. 5 on the shot clock, a dome. Euro steps inside, little floater. Not able to get it to go. Dua, you know he's pulling it from the outside and gets it to go.
He is absolutely on fire. 3 for 3 from downtown. Leads all scorers with 13. And Carter Dua single-handedly pushing Augustana up over Wheaton right now.
A dome to Cruikshank. There's Considine in the corner. Back over to you, Vegas. Down low, Aliyev power dribbles inside, tries the reverse and gets it to go with some English off the backboard there. Finally breaks this 3-minute scoreless streak that the Thunder had and gives them their lead back. Although it's only 1 point, 20-19 with less than 10 to go in the first half. Carr into the corner. Foul called on the shot by Nate Ortiz, and he'll head to the line for 2.
And that could have been any one of the 3 Thunder players coming in. And Ortiz not shying away from contact. That's a really good take from the sophomore.
And Ortiz, we mentioned, one of the players that is returning from last year, but again, missing a lot of scorers from last year's this Augustana team. So far, they've found it in players like Dua. Second shot on the way here after the missed first. And that one will drop in after a couple bounces off the iron. 20-20, score tied. 10-2 run in the last 3.5 for Augustana. Wheaton able to cut it with that bucket from Aliyev. Just a possession to go. Vegas down to Aliyev, can't handle the pass, and it's a turnover back to the Vikings. Mullins, guarded by Cruikshank, brings it up the floor. Hand off there to Johnson. Johnson now over to Ortiz. Bodorf has it down low. He's double teamed. Vegas trying to strip the ball out, but Bodorf gets a little hook shot to go in. Cruikshank blows by Mullins, gets it to Aliyev, who gets it at the elbow. Aliyev down low against Bodorf. They've tried to get it to him last 3 possessions in a row. Works inside and gets the foul called. I think that's a good call. The bench of Augustana not happy about it.
Bodorf really showing his size there, keeping Aliyev at bay. That's not easy to do down low.
Aliyev at the line for 2 shots, 64% free throw shooter from last season. Could tie it up here for the Thunder with 2 makes. We'll see Carr and Hanaszewski check back in. Bodorf and Mullins will go. I think, you know, Coach Schaefer of Augustana sees the way that the Thunder are trying to get it to Aliyev down low. He brings in the much taller Daniel Carr, 6'9", 235, matches up well against Aliyev. 22-21, Augustana holds the 1-point lead after 1 made free throw by Aliyev. Good defense there by the Thunder to knock the ball away, but a little miscommunication forces it back out of bounds.
Yeah, almost too good of defense. I think both Aliyev and Anthony had that one. If they'd just gotten out of each other's way, maybe they could have kept possession.
Number 32, the freshman Tyler Knuth comes in for Augustana. Jelen gets it in the corner off the inbound. Johnson double teamed up top. Lefty jumper from the elbow will roll through. And the Thunder got to get something going on offense here. Anthony over to the wing. Great cut by you. Vegas down low and 1.
That's what you got to do against this defense. Cuts inside, and you have to be bold. You have to go down low. Colin Vegas, he's not very tall, but he knows where the basket is. A quick catch, a quick put up. He gets the and 1. Nice play from the veteran.
Great backdoor cut to free him up for that layup. He'll head to the line. Now we'll see Considine check out. We've got Nick Chiavello coming in for the Thunder for the first time. 6'4" freshman. First freshman to see the floor in today's game. Vegas evens things up. And Hanaszewski will bring it down the floor with 8:15 to go. Jelen, handoff to Hanaszewski, guarded by Adom. Outside to Knuth, and now rotated back over to Johnson. Johnson from the free throw line, tries it again, and that time no good, too long. Adom hits the outlet pass off the rebound from Hawkins. Vegas up top to Adom. Adom been quiet since opening up the game with 8 points. Good cut there though, and he'll get an easy layup. Hanaszewski into the corner to Knuth. Augustana working a lot with this pick and roll with Carr. He pump fakes, gets past Hawkins. Inside, Hawkins with the foul. He had ball first, but then got plenty of body on the way down.
And that's a good foul because he's trying to go for the monster block, something that we would have seen from Jay Spencer, and goes up, yep. Just clips him on the hand there.
Carr makes the first one, bucking the stereotype of big men with an 85% free throw percentage from last year. Hits his first of the season here. He's 2 for 2 to tie it back up. Cruikshank brings it up the floor. Second leading scorer for the Thunder last year. He's got just 2 in this one, 1 for 3 from the field so far. We see Andrew Williams, familiar face, checking in as well. Into Aliath, open on the corner, stops and pump fakes, no good. Hawkins blocked on the rebound. Out to Johnson. Inside to Carr. Carr goes up for the layup, and he gets the reverse to go. Augustana back in the lead. Back into this 2-3 zone. Adom outside, currently guarded by Jelen. The Thunder got to find some rhythm on offense. Into the corner to Cruikshank, 3-point try, and there it is. Cruikshank opens it up on his second 3-point try of the day.
And there you go, that's how you get rhythm, making open looks. And a good shot selection there from Cruikshank. He was lights out from 3-point last season.
Thunder with a 1-point lead with 6 to go. Hanaszewski gets the corner, but throws it away to Aliath. Williams streaking up the side. Out to Hawkins. Open 3 off the front of the rim and rebounded by Johnson. Johnson over to Carr. Quick pull-up. No good. Cruikshank the rebound. Aliath is open. Pump fake. Flies by Carr, and then a foul picked up by Jelen. He'll head to the line for 2.
Good hustle from Jelen. 5'10" versus Cade Aliath, 6'6", but he rises there, and it's just that lingering hand gets him on the elbow. If not for that, would have been a clean block, a really nice highlight reel chase down effort from Jalen.
Aliath makes the first here, and I want to take a quick second as we get some substitutes come in to take a look at the schedule here for these two teams. CCIW schedule comes out this year as a conference-only schedule where teams will mostly play back-to-back games against the same teams on Thursday and Saturday, so kind of what we call a home-and-home situation. This game against Augustana, however, is a one-off, meaning they'll only see each other one time during the season. This first game will be their only meeting, unless, of course, something happens in the CCIW tournament, which is really yet to be determined. Now it's a breakaway, 2-on-1. Cruikshank, pass tipped away on a good hustle by Hanaszewski.
Disappointing end to that fast break, but Tyson Cruikshank, as soon as Nyamia Adom collected that ball, put his head down and just full out sprinted. Got into the right position, just couldn't quite execute the final play.
Aliath into the corner to Cruikshank. His shot attempt from the corner is good. 2 in a row from the same spot. Full timeout called by Coach Schaefer, and the Thunder with a little breathing room here, back with a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Cade Aliath, really great screen, sets up that 3-pointer. in the same spot. So Tyson Cruikshank, if he can get that shot in the corner going or from anywhere behind the arc, that's going to be a dangerous asset going forward in this game.
I want to look back to the schedule for just a moment. Again, the Thunder facing off against Augustana today, and then next week we'll kind of start that regular schedule of Thursday, Saturday against the same squad. They'll be away at Milliken on Thursday the 28th, back here in King Arena on the 30th to face Milliken again, and then the next week they'll see Elmhurst at home on Thursday, Elmhurst away on that Saturday. Another one-off comes against North Park on February 9th. That's a Tuesday, the only Tuesday game the Thunder will have this season. Then we'll see Carthage at home on the Thursday of the 11th, Carthage away on the 13th, finishing off 2 weeks against Carroll away and then home, and North Central home and then away. Again, a CCIW tournament at this point, pretty undetermined, up in the air what that could look like at this point. Augustana, after seeing Wheaton today, will head against Elmhurst. That will be another one-off. Excuse me, it looks like that's already been postponed, so they will not play until the 28th, where they'll face off against North Central to start that home and away against the Cardinals. Out of the timeout here, Augustana will inbound the ball. Head coach Steve Schaefer, it's his first season with the Vikings. Augustana grad back from 01. But his team has showed up with energy today, and they've hung around this much more experienced Thunder squad. Adua back in the game after a little time off, and he still leads both teams in scoring with 13. Hanaszewski on the end line, and now we hear a little life from the Thunder bench. Maybe the timeout there helps Thunder gain some composure.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dua coming back into the game. And if you just watch him, not the play, his off-ball movement is very, very nice. And that's how he's freeing himself up for these high percentage shots.
Anthony, great curl cut, and he finishes the layup on the right side.
And there you go. You got to be brave. You have to feed it down low. There's arms everywhere. There's bodies everywhere. But if you can find the right pass, it's always an easy layup.
Dua inside kicks to the corner. Johnson, one more pass to Knuth. His three-pointer is good. Thunder defense not able to adjust in time after a couple quick passes. Matches Cruikshank's three before the timeout. Cruikshank up top, guarded by Hanaszewski. Over to Anthony. Back up top, Cruikshank. Now to Adome. Adome still leaves the Thunder with 10. Gets inside, has it stripped away, and then Hanaszewski was on the end line when he tried to save that one. 2 times in a row, he's not happy about it. Jellin and Carr check back in, 2 starters for the Thunder, for the Vikings. 4:14 to go. Thunder with a 4-point lead, now 35-31. Cruikshank wide open to Aliath, and he went up for the dunk, was fouled. Defensive breakdown here to allow Aliath get that open on the block. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
We've seen some really nice passing from Cruikshank tonight. That was a really pretty no-look from the inbound. Aliath just not quite high enough to evade the foul.
Short off the front of the rim here. Aliath 3 for 5 on the day from free throw line. He's the player from both teams that's seen it the most. Vegas goes to the table to check back in for the Thunder as Aliath rolls in the second half. Considine will come out for Vegas. And the Thunder have a 5-point lead with 4 minutes now.
And this is where it gets interesting. We've seen the Thunder play a little bit bigger than Augustana, usually playing Aliath and then another forward, maybe Hawkins, but Aliath, the lone center out there right now to compete with Carr down low, and Wheaton going a little bit small here.
Looks like we're seeing a little confusion down the floor, but they've worked it out, and the ball will be inbounded here to Jellin. Jellin to Carr at the elbow. Pump fakes, spins inside the lane. His shot is no good off the board. Good defense by Aliath, and now the Thunder run the break. Cruikshank over to Anthony. Wide open 3. Nothing but net for Luke Anthony.
I was wondering when he'd get that chance. Luke Anthony almost 40% from behind the arc last year. Nice look, and gets the finish.
Little baby hook, no good from Carr. It's off Anthony. Here's the shot again.
Another assist for Cruikshank. Look at that. Perfect form, steps into it. No doubt that that's going in.
8-point lead now for the Thunder. We'll see Ortiz come back in now. They try to run Dua off the screen into the corner, but Vegas not letting that happen. We see pretty tough denial of the ball there. Carr forced to hand it off to Jelen. Carr stumbles, it's over now to Johnson. Johnson from the free throw line. Missed it, he made his first attempt from there. We've seen a couple shots just like it. He hasn't been able to get it to go. Dome pulls it out with about 3:15. And now Aliath on the wing. Back up top to Adome, over now, Cruikshank. He drives in the lane with the right hand, kicks it out to Adome. 3-point try, and it's good. And it looks like a flop warning is what I heard the referee say here on Nate Ortiz, number 23. You know, normally we wouldn't be able to hear the ref's voice from all the way up here, but of course in an empty stadium, a little easier to tell what's going down on the floor. You see him talking to Ortiz now. 3-point basket is good, 9-point lead for the Thunder. Flop warning there against Ortiz.
And a flop warning, almost like calling a line infraction on a free throw. You don't see that call often.
Dua falling down, able to get it over to Jelen. And now Johnson. Backdoor cut from Ortiz, goes up and he gets the layup to go. Now it's a 9-point lead. Excuse me, the Thunder lead was up to 11 there at that point. Just 2.5 to go in the half. Adome works to his left. He falls down as he gets the ball off. Cruikshank inside. Adome is back up and ready for the reverse layup.
And I love that play from Adome. Sees the guys behind him, doesn't go straight up, goes underneath the basket, invites the contact, and finishes at the rim.
Johnson doesn't use the screen from Carr, but gets it back to him now on the free throw line. Dua been quiet since Vegas has been on him this series. Gets the screen from Carr there, puts up the 3-point try. That one a little more contested, and it won't fall for him. Carter Dua's first missed shot of the game coming with 2 minutes left. Anthony, another pull-up. No good. Aliath wrestles for the rebound. It's down on the floor, picked up by Cruikshank. Adome, in and out. Carr finally pulls down the rebound. It's a 3-on-2 for Augustana. Over to Dua. He's wide open this time, and wide right off the front of the rim. Ortiz gets it wide open on the wing. A big block by Aliath. Some defensive miscommunication there. Cruikshank diving to save it for Anthony. And now whistle's going to blow. Looks like a timeout called by the Thunder. Ball was being juggled around so much there that once they got possession, just really wanted to call the timeout and hold it.
Smart play here. Coming up to the end of the half. Up by 11. We've seen a bit of a run by the Thunder, a 9-2 run, in fact, in the last 3.5 minutes. A lot of that coming off of some smart play from Adome, looking very threatening out there on the break.
Yeah, and there was a moment there where Adome, you know, led both teams in scoring with 8 points really in the first 5 minutes of this game. He was quiet there for maybe the middle 8 minutes or so, but just like that, he's back up now to 15 points just at halftime, almost matching his season average from last year. Hawkins, Cruikshank, Adome, Williams, and Vegas out on the floor. Again, a situation where the Thunder go 4 guards to Hawkins' forward. See, again, the 2-3 that Augustana settles in. Carr down in the middle, the big man for Augustana. The Thunder look content to hold here, taking the clock down to 15. Cruikshank open off a screen from Adome. Rims out there, but he'll get his own rebound. Vegas playing the middleman there, trying to flash inside the lane. Hawkins back to Cruikshank. Adome has another wide open try. That one off the rim, but a big rebound by Vegas. Missed the layup. Now outside to Johnson. Johnson back to Carr. Carr pump fakes. Hawkins, nice closeout. Doesn't let Carr pass. Dua stumbles and it's stolen away by Adome. Adome inside. Has it tipped away and it'll go out of bounds off Dua.
We've seen that a couple times. Adome driving down to the lane. Ball security just not quite there. Fortunately, it goes off of a Vikings player. It's going to stay Thunder ball down low. It looks like this will be the last possession of the game for the Thunder.
17.3 seconds left on the clock. Janaszewski checks back in. Comes into Hawkins. Vegas flashes to the top of the key. Janaszewski playing up tight on him here, trying to pressure something with 10 seconds to go. Adome works to his right. Step back, three-point try off the front of the rim. Williams fouled on the putback with 0.1 seconds left. And he'll get a chance to head to the line to extend the Thunder lead.
How about that block from Carr, just sweeping over. Gets a little bit too much of Williams, though.
So, of course, this will be the really last action of the first half. No possibility for a shot or even a tip or anything like that with 0.1 seconds left. Williams here, the first try is no good. If he makes the second here, he can send the Thunder to the locker room with a 12-point lead, which would be their largest of the game. Williams gets the second to go, and now they'll just have the opportunity to pass it in. No shot off by Janaszewski, so the Thunder headed to halftime here, leading 45-33 over the Augustana Vikings. And Don, kind of a tale of two halves of the first half there, as we saw the Thunder kind of race out to a pretty good-sized lead. They were in control for a large portion there, as Augustana really struggled to score points in the first couple minutes of the game, but then thanks to Carter Dua and others, Augustana storming back at one point, leading by 3 points with about 8 minutes to go. The Thunder in the last 6 minutes, though, regaining control and now hold a 12-point lead.
Yeah, and I think if you're Coach Schauer, you're excited about this team right now. Only 4 turnovers, and a lot of those turnovers very avoidable. They've gotten some really nice looks. Their offenses look smooth, but as always, this Augustana team can go on runs. They can get it over to Dua, and he can put in a couple more threes. So going to be a tense second half for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3-point numbers. The Augustana able to get that number up just a little. They're 4 for 12 for 33%. The Thunder, on the other hand, 6 for 15 for 40%. Cruikshank leading the team with 2 there. Currently, it's Adome leading the Thunder with 15 points. Dua leads Augustana with 13. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes to bring you the second half here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in just a minute.
Recent Wheaton graduate Aston Francis receiving his Jostens Trophy, and Aston has obviously been kind of a whirlwind experience, I'm sure, but we unfortunately didn't have the trophy out here, but it's a hefty piece of hardware.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely extravagant. You know, I'm very fortunate to be able to bring it back to Wheaton.
You've had a heck of a tour almost after the season wrapped up with the Bevo Francis Award and now this. What has the experience been like? Even take us through even the postseason run and then what that's been like after that wrapped up.
Yeah, no, it's just been great to be able to represent Wheaton College and my teammates and stuff. And the postseason experience with them was great. Just getting to experience the Final Four and things like that, and a couple more road trips with those guys. Creating memories that we won't forget for sure. And then after that, getting to meet some of the small college people I met at the Bevo Francis Award and the great people with the Jostens Award has been really cool just to meet them and get to network a little bit and, like I said, represent Wheaton.
So obviously everyone's familiar with 3 years you spent at Wheaton. What was it that really drew you to Wheaton coming after a first year at Tyler Junior College?
I think the faith-based institution is obviously the first thing that came to mind, and that was appealing to Wheaton. And the second thing was just very rigorous academics. So, wanted to challenge myself not only athletically, spiritually, and then also academically. And then the guys on the team, they just have magnetic personalities, guys you want to be around, want to do life with. That was one of the things Coach Schauer sold me on. These are guys that you're going to do life with. And so, I'm very fortunate and very happy that I chose that group of guys.
You committed to a team that was 5-20 the year before. Those guys stuck around. Some of them left. Those guys that stuck around got to finish in a Final Four. How special was it? You didn't get to experience necessarily the 5-20, but to see that from their vantage point, how you guys finished on such a high after they started their career on such a low.
Yeah, no, it was very rewarding, I know, for them, and it was cool for me to see because those guys have worked so hard over the past 3 years. So for them to be able to be out there and just experience that, some of the guys who maybe weren't out there as much as we would have liked them to been or they would have liked to be, is very cool for them to get to experience that and kind of come full circle because they did work so hard to get there.
What really sticks out to you from that postseason run? Because obviously, I'm sure everyone points to the 62 in the game winner late in the game against Marietta, but you guys had a pretty special run where you beat some. You had a talented team, and Worcester you had to beat on the road. You had to go through a very good Augustana team for the third time. What was there a moment that sticks out or that feels a little more special than the rest of them?
I think the Augie game was probably the most special. Obviously, personally, it was cool to have the Marietta game in the Elite Eight, but. The Augie game will always stick out in my mind because everyone contributed. That's obviously the team we know well. We're going to have to play well to beat them. Packed house, at their place. It's a conference rival, but certainly not a conference game. So that will always stand out because we had just everyone contributed. Everyone played well. It was electric in the gym. So it was very special.
When do you? Most of us will never know what it's like to feel when you know you're on, like Marietta. When did you know that you had it that night? Was it when you pulled up from 27 in the first 5 minutes? Because I think you had 20 points in the bank in about 6 minutes there in that game.
I think so. Definitely had a heat check there where I pulled up, right near the volleyball line, and when I hit that, I was like, okay, I think we may be on to something here. So.
Now, what have you been doing? Obviously, you graduated in May. What's been the process since your graduation up until now?
So I had surgery for a stress fracture that I had actually during the season, trying to get that taken care of, and have just been rehabbing that, trying to get ready for a G League training camp with the Milwaukee Bucks here in about a month. So just working out and trying to make sure I'm 100% for that.
And obviously the Milwaukee Bucks, an organization you can feel some comfort with Tony Belier in the front office. Definitely. And Artie Culver as the G League coach there for the Bucks team.
Oh yeah. No, definitely great to have some familiarity with those guys and to be able to kind of lean on them through this process. So very fortunate to be able to have a chance with the Bucks.
Have you had a chance to kind of soak it all in? I mean, you obviously had the surgery right after, but did you get a chance afterwards to just kind of look back and say, man, that was really appreciate what you guys were able to do?
Definitely. We had a wedding actually this summer of a teammate, Trevor Gunner, who also graduated last year, and getting together with mostly the seniors, but some of the guys on the team. We just kind of got to sit back and be like, man, this was really cool that we were able to accomplish this as a group. So I've had a little bit of time to reflect on it, and it is really cool what we were able to accomplish.
Well, Aston, thanks for taking some time to join us here. Congratulations again on the Jostens Trophy. And again, if you're in the Krauser Sports Complex, the Jostens Trophy is a beautiful piece of hardware, and it'll be on display. I think we might have to build a sturdier trophy case because I think what we have now, that thing's going to take down. That is a hefty piece of hardware.
Definitely.
Again, Aston Francis joining us here during the halftime break after receiving his Jostens Trophy during the halftime break.
Thanks, Rusty. I appreciate it.
Be inspired as you seek to make a difference in the lives of children as an elementary, middle, or high school teacher.
Be challenged by a strong academic program that prepares you for the leadership skills needed to lead a classroom.
Be equipped with the strategies and tools from experienced professors and a program that boasts a 100% passing rate for all licensure exams.
Be inspired to lead others to the Christian faith as professional English language teachers serving across the globe.
Be challenged as you dive deep into learning about other cultures while understanding how to create the bridge between English and the native language of your students.
Be equipped as you gain valuable skills and lessons from leading researchers and teachers in the field who have decades of experience and whose work spans 6 continents.
Welcome back inside King Arena here at Wheaton College for the second half of this CCIW matchup between the Augustana Vikings and the Wheaton College Thunder. I'm Abram Erickson here alongside Don Crowder. And Don, we saw a first half full of ups and downs, especially for the Thunder here as they now head into the second half with a 12-point lead. But at times they even trailed in that first half against this young Augustana team, looking to come out and really extend this lead in a game that I'm sure they're feeling like they should be leading by even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it just before the break, but Augustana really having a couple players leading the scoring. You have Carter Dua with 13. He's got the most points of any of the Vikings players. He came on in that first half, and immediately Augustana, I think, jumped out to a 5-point lead after he came in. Such a great impact, and that's what the Vikings have to focus on. They have to get those individual performances up, and more people need to join. Dua, as you said, a scoring void plagues this Augustana team this season. Who is going to step up for the Vikings?
And we get things going in the second half with you, Vegas, bringing the ball up for the Thunder. Again, Augustana in that 2-3 zone. Aliath wide open, and that's going to go the other way. Hawkins going to be called on a foul. I was just about to say what a great little action that was on the block there, but Hawkins kind of screening that outside man and creating some space for Aliath, but he's called on the foul there. That basket will not count. Hanaszewski will now bring it up against Cruikshank. Jelen on the wing up top to Carr, and kicked ball up by Hawkins, but it's not called, and then it is. Okay. Little confusion there, and
Vegas with a little smile on his face. Just didn't really know what was going on, didn't realize why the ball was coming to him, but late call by the officials. Of course, it is the right call.
Hanaszewski Up top, we'll hand it off to Dua. Dua did not start the game, but starting here in the second half after a great performance in the first 20. Gets inside, passes it off to Badorf, who is just able to handle a little bit of an errant pass. Hanaszewski passes out to Carr. Carr from the top of the key. No good. Badorf tipping it off the backboard, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that's Badorf again, one of the unsung heroes from that first half. Another big body down low. And just look at that hustle. 4 Thunder players versus 1 Vikings player, and he comes out on top. Incites the contact, gets the foul. Nice play by the junior.
I think one thing that we've seen throughout this game is that Augustana, for some of their lack of experience and just some of their youth, they've been a scrappy team here for this first half. And of course, that's what you got to do to sometimes make up for a little bit of lack of experience. We're going to see Hawkins check out now. Considine will replace him, but really Augustana's hung in this thing by playing some good defense, forcing some kind of Thunder stalls in the offense, and then really just hustling for the points of their own. Badorf good on the second. And now it's a 10-point lead for the Thunder. Vegas to bring it up the floor. Picks up his dribble and gets it over to a dome. Alias with the screen. Into the corner to Cruikshank. He goes baseline, goes up against Carr and puts it in over the much taller player.
And I think some of the Vikings players expecting him to kick that out. The 6'9" frame of Carr just looming, but Cruikshank knows where the glass is.
Badorf over to Carr. Carr really, although he's only scored 6 points, really kickstarts this offense on a lot of possessions with the screens that he sets up top. Dua picks up the dribble as well, and there's Carr once again to get it back to him. Outside now to Jellin, 2 on the shot clock. He's got to go inside and blocked away. Vegas over to a dome. Now it's back to Colin. Gets it down on the wing to Aliath with a nice pass to Cruikshank inside off a easy cut there for 2 more. Hanaszewski to Jellin with just 2 minutes gone in this first half. Badorf pump fakes, gets past Considine. Nice pass down low to Carr. And there's Badorf just making another play happen for the Vikings.
And I love how patient Carr was down on the block. He could have moved, he could have panicked, but he knew his role, he knew where he was supposed to be, and he got the easy look.
Aliath at the elbow, out to Cruikshank for a 3-pointer. Just left off the box, and then a rebound by Carr. Foul on the floor before the basket goes.
And how about the speed from the big man right here? Carr picks it up and just gets tripped up from behind by Aliath. And you gotta love seeing energetic and active centers. As you said, a lot of these possessions for Augustana starting off with big number 45. He's had a huge impact on both ends of the floor for the Vikings tonight.
Yeah, and he's plotting his way to a double-double here as he's already got 8 points and 7 rebounds just as we start this second half. Big contributor for the Vikings so far. An inbound down low from Hanaszewski. Gets it out to Carr up top, and then he'll hand off to Dua. There's another kick. Some good footwork there by Considine. He was getting beat on the backdoor cut and just able to stick that right foot out and stop the bounce pass. You see now, Don, we see Carter Dua having to really work for everything he gets out on the floor there. Vegas has just been glued to him since they switched him on. Fall away shot, no good from the corner, and then Considine comes out with the rebound. Into the corner into Vegas. Back out to Considine. Anthony was open up top for just a second, and he has to get it off now. Augustana has comfortably settled back into that 2-3. Aliath in the corner, goes baseline, spinning, has to kick it out to Considine. Cruikshank sneaks his way underneath the basket, out to Anthony. Corner 3-pointer, no good. Rebound, Aliath. Almost has it stripped away, but that'll be a foul against Carr. That'll be just his second foul of the day.
And that's the thing that's tough here for Augustana. A lot of lack of height out there, a lot of guards. So when Wheaton spreads the ball around, forcing some of these guards to close out, there's not enough people to come help with the rebounding. And so when Carr is out of position, Wheaton's going to come away with the ball 9 times out of 10.
Vegas gets it off the inbound and goes over to Cruikshank. We've seen Vegas handle the ball a little bit more here in this second half, playing a point guard role with Cruikshank kind of at the 2 guard. Hook rolls in off the front of the rim by Aliath, and now Hanaszewski back up the floor. 14-point lead for the Thunder. Dua works it over to Hanaszewski. Looked like he was going to hand it off. Gets all the way to the hole, and his layup is no good, but he'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, absolutely not shying away from contact here. Look, he just drives into Cruikshank there. And Tyson no choice but to foul him. Really nice take there by the sophomore, Hanaszewski.
Hanaszewski good on the first try. We'll see Yamie Adome check in. He'll replace Cruikshank. And then we see number 23, Blake Foley, the junior, come in. And Foley now getting some time. With Considine out there, they'll play the 2 forward positions alongside Anthony Adome and Uvegas at the guards. Short off the front of the rim, and that'll stay with the Vikings. Carr able to reach around Foley, who just entered, and just get enough of that ball that Foley then tipped it out of bounds.
And you wonder if Anthony maybe could have gone for that. I think he thought it was off of Carr and was content to let it ride out.
Over to Hanaszewski. Gets it to Carr. Carr pump fakes, gets past Foley, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded there by Considine. Adome over to Considine. Blows by the defender. Goes up in a charge, or excuse me, a block. The referee had the hand up by his head as if to call the charge. We'll see here, but says Carr is moving just a little too much on this one.
Yeah, that's a good call. Considine completely thrown off by that. Ends up throwing it off the side of the backboard, but chance for redemption with 2 free throws.
No good on the first there from Considine, and now we see Mullins and Bodorf check back in for the Vikings. They'll replace Carr and Hanaszewski. And Considine gets a second chance. That'll roll in off the front of the rim and put the Thunder back up by 14. 16 minutes to go, just about 4 gone in this first half. Thunder still hold the lead. They pushed it out to 14, just over the 12 that they entered the half with. Now Jelen gets the handoff and has to bring it back out. Wide open in the corner is Ortiz. He gets right past Foley and has no trouble finishing at the hole.
Yeah, not sure there what Foley was trying to do. Almost looked like he was trying to avoid the foul, but then ended up giving Ortiz the easy lane.
And we do see Aliath come to the scorer's table. I'm assuming here he'll replace Foley. Ball tipped away, and now it's a fast break. Mullins inside against Adome. He's got to really corral the dribble there and just get it back out. Johnson over to Ortiz. Ortiz on the wing. Gets it down to Bodorf. Bodorf works inside. Spins up over Foley, and he gets the basket to go. And Foley picks up the foul that time, but doesn't do enough to stop the shot from dropping in.
Yeah, tough couple minutes for Foley. You see there, what a great pump fake by Bodorf.
And sure enough, Aliath will come in for Foley. Cruikshank will come in for Considine. 10-point lead. It's been cut down to by the Vikings now. And Bodorf at the line with a chance to complete the 3-point play. Just in and out by Bodorf. Adome with the rebound, pushing it down as the clock comes up on 15 minutes. Cruikshank over to Adome. The Thunder still working against this 2-3. Pull-up jump shot by Adome, and that's going to work against a man or a zone defense. That's what we've seen to become Niamey Adome's bread and butter over the last couple years. That quick 1 or 2 dribbles and pull up from outside, and he's been so good for the Thunder.
Yeah, I think that's the point that opened this game up. Adome, his first step, probably the quickest, I'd say, in the conference. He is so fast. And as always, he can elevate and he can get that shot. And Vikings guards not really known for their height right now, so a little bit harder for them to block the shot. Adome gets a clear look, and that was a nice take.
Just a quick timeout there called by the Thunder. They're all ready to break the huddle, whereas Augustana's still working over there on the sideline. And take a look, of course, at the season ahead for just the CCIW in general. We've got a couple other sports starting this weekend with some wrestling, swimming action as well for the Thunder. Indoor track getting ready to start up as well. And of course the CCIW wanting to keep things really safe here and doing the best they can. We can see a lot of changes here for the way a basketball game is run. Of course, no fans in the stadium, but you've also got coaches and players wearing masks, social distancing along the sidelines. Of course, athletes getting regular testing as well. All part of an effort to just keep this season moving, keep things safe for the athletes.
And as you said, Abram, 315 days since a Wheaton athletics event, and we have missed it. And even though no crowd here at King Arena, hopefully a lot of Thunder faithful and Vikings faithful watching this game online, just getting a little hint of athletics in a season that's really been hit hard.
Now it looks like they're going to clean the floor, whether it was just a little wet or some sort of substance down on there. It's going to delay us for just a little bit, but if we take a look over at the stats now, we really see that at Augustana had Dua kind of come out and really lead the way in the first half, but since then, Dua not able to get a lot to go, and I think a lot of that comes from the defense of Colin U. Vegas. We've seen some other guys step up and pour in the points, but it's really still pretty spread out across the board. Dua the only one in double figures. Carr and Bodorf behind him with 8. Over on the Thunder side, it's Adome with 17, Cruikshank with 12, and Alioth with 10. Johnson up to the top of the key. Bodorf now gets it over to Johnson. Johnson drains the three-pointer to cut into the Thunder lead. Cruikshank and the Thunder still trying to work against this 2-3. I wouldn't say they've really settled into a rhythm where they've been able to get easy looks against this. Of course, on the strength of their shooting and some other things that have been able to get some points going. We saw Adome throw that up there as Ortiz runs out and just gets an easy one on the fast break. A little bit of a broken possession there for the Thunder.
I'm really impressed by Ortiz's basketball IQ right now. Just seeing the big man got the rebound, he has the lane, and Adome caught a little bit flat-footed on the break.
Cruikshank out to Anthony. Anthony gets it over now to Adome. Adome, Anthony, he's got the shot and he'll take it. It's a little long. Cruikshank comes and tips the ball away from Johnson, but Mullins is there to recover it. Mullins slicing through the lane, gets the pass down low. It'll be knocked away from Jelen. It'll stay with the Vikings.
And if you're a guard and you try and go for that big rebound, you have to sprint back. So Cruikshank caught a little bit out of position. Alioth having to cover in, doing a really nice job protecting the rim.
See Hanaszewski come back in as well as Carr. Johnson gets open off the screen, but Cruikshank is right on his hip. Rotated around to Carr, a handoff to Hanaszewski. Andrew Williams, who's back in, guards him, and it's rotated around the wing once more. Tipped away by Alioth, but no one there to pick it up. Ortiz able to recover. Now Bodorf driving inside the lane, guarded by Anthony. Using that pivot foot to his advantage, and it's off the backboard. Cruikshank up to Williams. Williams fires it down low to Alioth, tries to get a little scoop pass down to Cruikshank, and a save by Johnson gives it back to the Vikings. Luke Anthony looks a little shaken up after that last play. He's still back on defense. Wild shot thrown up by Johnson. It's no good, but Bodorf once again hustling on the boards. The Thunder finally able to pull it down. Williams had a little bit of space there, didn't pull the three-pointer, but now he's wide open and he'll try. Off the back of the rim. Carr with the rebound, and a couple of stale possessions here for both teams. Cross court to Hanaszewski. Wing three-point try, it's good.
There you go, a little bit more excitement. Wheaton looking a little bit slow on these fast breaks. Augustana really taking advantage of their speed. They've got a lot of quickness up front and a couple big shots for the Vikings.
And just like that, the lead's down to 4. Adome, three-pointer off a quick pass from Williams, gets it to go, and there's the Thunder's first basket in 2.5 minutes. Hanaszewski over to Bodorf, and Bodorf has been one that's really stepped up. You mentioned his name before, Don, but we've seen him involved on a lot of the plays on the offensive and defensive end recently. He'll take it at top. He's got a little bit of a height advantage here on Anthony, who's been guarding him in this series, and he'll work his way down to the block. Ortiz back up top to Hanaszewski. Januszewski gets a screen, doesn't need it, puts up the 3 instead, and it's no good. And almost stolen away as Bodorf, slow to get up, almost gets the hand in the passing lane against Aliath there. Williams down low, goes into Carr, couple pump fakes, has to get it back to Anthony. Anthony inside the lane, puts it up, no good. A blocking foul will be called against the Vikings, and the Thunder will head to the line.
And Bodorf just doubled over a little bit. Let's see what comes in. Yeah, looks like Anthony just hit him a little bit. Hopefully he's okay.
And that's Daniel Carr's 4th foul of the night. So the big man in a little bit of trouble here as this game moves on. Still 11 minutes left to go in the game. Anthony not able to get the first free throw to go. We'll see a couple group substitutions here for both sides. Hawkins, Considine come in for the Thunder. Looks like Vegas ready to come in for Anthony, the shooter. Januszewski stays out there, as well as Ortiz for the Vikings. But then we've got Knuth, Dua coming in alongside Luther Taylor, who we saw briefly in the first half. Anthony good on the second shot, and now he'll be replaced.
And I think Colin Vegas coming in just for Carter Dua. As you said earlier, as soon as he came on, Dua has not scored in the second half, so Colin Vegas looking to improve on his defensive performance.
Knuth outside to Januszewski. Januszewski gets it up top to Dua. Dua, little jab step, can't seem to shake free of Vegas, but the three-pointer is good by Ortiz, and that's a nice catch and shoot from Ortiz, the sophomore. 5-point lead that the Thunder are clinging to at this point. Adome gets it on the wing. Good screen by Vegas, gets Cruikshank open for the 3, and he'll answer the Ortiz shot with one of his own. Lead back up to 8 for the Thunder. Dua back outside. Back to Ortiz. Januszewski guarded by Cruikshank. Good hedge on the screen from Considine there, who was guarding Taylor down low. Ortiz works underneath the basket, kicks it out to Knuth. Tipped pass by Considine. Gets Vegas out in front. He'll go up for the layup, and he's hit hard. Head to the line for a couple from the charity stripe.
How about the hustle? Januszewski, look at this, picks it up half court. Vegas a couple lengths on him and just comes in hot. Clear foul, but he knew what he was doing. Really nice play there.
Vegas to shoot 2 here with 10:42 left in this game. Missing the first. The Thunder struggled a little bit from the free throw line. Just 9 for 16 at this point, sitting at 56%. Of course, they've gotten to the line much more than Augustana has. Augustana boasting a 67% percentage, but just on 9 attempts at this point. There's Vegas getting the second one to go. And Don, of course, these players have been practicing for the last couple of weeks, but practicing under conditions that are much, much different than anything they've ever had to do before. I think you'd expect teams to come out a little bit rusty in this one, even if maybe coaches or players themselves wouldn't want to admit it.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's really not easy, especially just with all the chaos between how the season is going to start, if you're even going to have a season, just all of that uncertainty. And now suddenly you're in it. No fans in a stadium you've played in all your life, suddenly no sound going on.
And look at that by the Thunder. Just a great defensive possession as bodies flying on the floor, and that's a shot clock violation. Tipped away off of Dua by Vegas. Adome gets to the ground, able to bat it towards half court, which will run out the time, giving the Thunder a really nice defensive stop and a chance to push this lead into double digits. Referee going to call for a towel here as Adome slid on the floor and left a little behind, so we'll get a chance for a little bit of break before the next possession. Right now on the floor for the Thunder, it's Aliath, Considine, Anthony, Cruikshank, and Vegas. Aliath has been a little more quiet this second half, was really the guy that the Thunder were looking to go to, especially when Augustana first switched to that zone in the first half. He's got 10 points and 6 rebounds, though. Solid game from him so far, but it's Adome that leads the Thunder with 20. Aliath now gets it inside, out to Cruikshank. He'll try another 3. Can't quite get the second in a row to drop. Jelen now pushes it up. Outside to Knuth. Taylor has it tipped away. He works inside the lane, kicks it back out, and now Hanaszewski hands off to Jelen. Excuse me, he works his way all the way around the fake fooled me and the Thunder defense as he was able to round the corner and head to the bucket for an easy 2. Anthony into the corner to Considine. He's back up top. Pump fake gets Cruikshank open for another try, and Cruikshank makes good on that one. A timeout called by Coach Schauer, and the Thunder lead is back up to 10.
That's not what you want to do. You don't want to leave Cruikshank alone in the corner, but Wheaton making it really tough on Augustana. Really great passing outside of the arc, and we've seen after a brief Augustana rally, the lead back up to double digits with 10.
Yeah, Cruikshank, a good three-point shooter throughout his career, finished up at 37% last year. He's 4 for 8, good for 50% at this point in the game, and he's having a nice game too. He's quietly worked his way up to 18 points, and it's reminiscent of last year when we saw Cruikshank and Adome really just come out from the jump from the first couple games and kind of trade big games at the same time. Each man having a couple 20-point games early in the season, going back and forth. This time, both well into double digits. Probably Cruikshank will get over that 20 mark as well to have a double 20-point game from your 2 leading scorers in the season opener. Something, of course, to be happy about here. Jelen on the wing works against Cruikshank. The clock is now under 10 minutes. We've got about 9 to go in the half. The Thunder lead 65-55. Backdoor cut kicked away by Considine.
Yeah, nice idea there. Wadorf just thinking he can fit it through that window, but Considine, nice defensive stop.
Jelen underneath, looking for Johnson off the first cut, and then Dua into the corner, but can't find either, so he's forced to go out to Bodorf. Bodorf guarded by Aliath this time, and now that Aliath is on Bodorf, he loses the height advantage that he held over Anthony before. We'll see how Aliath keeps him in check. Carr has been relegated to the bench for the last couple minutes after picking up that 4th foul. Now Jelen works inside the paint and kicks it out to Bodorf at the top of the key for a 3-point try. Wide off the side of the rim. Anthony brings down the rebound, and the Thunder will head back on the offensive. Into the corner, Considine open. Nice pump fake, gets him open, and Aliath is wide open. Great bounce pass on the feed from Considine.
And Bodorf bit on that pump fake by Considine. Once Bodorf was out of position, just no one left to challenge Aliath down low. Not enough size out there.
Good cut inside, gets Jelen free. He's able to work his way past Cruikshank, and now a timeout called by Augustana. It was a 5-0 run by the Thunder that was cut there in the last minute or so, but Augustana looking to hold on to whatever sort of momentum they've got at this point. And again, first-year coach Steve Schaefer trying to work this team here into shape. Of course, it's the season opener, but this Augustana team, really just a great pedigree that Schaefer takes over, and a team that's been successful perennially in the CCIW in recent memory. Of course, finishing second last year, and I think a finish that they wouldn't have liked as they dropped the first game of the CCIW tournament against Illinois Wesleyan, knocking them out of contention. But back here for a season unlike any other, and one that will hopefully for them turn out to be a successful one in the eyes of Coach Schaefer. The Thunder, on the other hand, with a little more ground to work back up after finishing 5th in the CCIW last year. 9-7 in the conference, 15-11 overall, but same result for the Thunder as they bowed out against Elmhurst in the first round of the tournament there. That, of course, first round of the tournament coming just about 2 weeks before students were sent home for the semester, so even if they had either team gotten past, we aren't exactly sure how far that tournament would have gotten anyway. Hopefully looking at some sort of CCIW tournament at this point at the end of this season. Of course, only time will tell, so it feels like that's something we're saying a lot recently. Back out to Anthony now, and New Vegas at the top of the key with 8 minutes to go. Gets it over to Adome. Anthony receives the ball off a cut at the top of the key. Considine has to chase it down before it gets to the half-court line. He now works inside, has a free lane to the basket, just too strong off the board on that floater. Wide open underneath, Ortiz with the layup, and great vision by Johnson on the break there to hit the cutting Ortiz for a wide open bucket. Aliath comes to set the screen, but Adome able to put the 3 in without any help. defender was preoccupied by Aliath rushing up, gave Adom the time he needed to let that one fly. Badorf falls to his knee, gets it out to Jelen before he does, and Jelen now stuck down on the block. A little bit of a mismatch there. They'll switch back, so now Aliath is on Badorf once more. Badorf wide open off the screen, and no good as that one is pretty far to the right. Hustling on the floor is Ortiz to get control of that ball, and it'll be a jump here as neither team could wrest control from the other. It'll stay with Augustana.
And if there's a nice play out there, it's a pretty good bet that Nate Ortiz is somehow involved in it. Really great hustle. Coming up against a couple of Thunder players there, throwing himself on the ground, not really caring about his own body. And those are the plays that, if you're Coach Schaefer, you love to see coming out of your young players. Ortiz, just a sophomore, with 12 points tonight, doing a great job.
Ball gets out to Badorf, and it'll head all the way to the other side of the court, and so Badorf will bring it up now. Hawkins will pick him up around the three-point line. A little miscommunication there. Badorf, smart to know he can't pick that ball up or else it'd be a violation, and he lets Hanaszewski grab it. Hand check foul going to be called against Hawkins, and Hawkins we saw start the game and open things up with a pretty quick three-pointer early on, but since then has picked up 3 fouls and hasn't been able to get to the basket again.
And I think part of that, just coming off of the size difference, Coach Schauer wanting to run with the small ball. That's why Luke Anthony's played a lot more in this game than Hawkins.
Layup almost fell there for the Vikings, but instead rolls right out. Adom crossover, gets inside the lane, stripped away by Hanaszewski. 3-on-2 for the Vikings up ahead. Good defense by Uvegas, forces a crazy shot from Hanaszewski, and now Adom all alone with Ortiz. Adom finishes and gets the foul. Ortiz trying the best he could to get out of the way, but still impeded Adom's landing here on the layup.
And as soon as he gets that ball and it's a one-on-one, you know it's a pretty good chance he's going to score. Just the way that Adom plays, he is so clinical.
He'll head to the line now. The Thunder have a 13-point lead at this point, and again, things have kind of seesawed back and forth in this second half, but closest that Augustana ever got was 5 points just a couple minutes ago. Just like that, it's back up to 13 with a chance for more here from Adom. He's good on the free throw. Makes him 3 for 3 on the night. Gives him 26 points in the contest. Over to Jelen. Jelen outside to Hanaszewski. Hanaszewski works down low. Spin move off the pivot. Gets it to go against Williams. A nice play from the guard. Cruikshank brings it up. And now Augustana back into man defense. Cruikshank works free at the top of the key, gets inside the lane, kicks out to Hawkins. Hawkins thought about it, but instead gets it over to Adom. Adom, stutter step, three-point try. He's knocked down, no foul called. Williams soaring in to try to grab that rebound. It's down on the floor. Jump ball going to be called, so it'll stay with the Thunder. And boy, Adom almost getting another difficult shot to fall off the quick release. Andrew Williams able to force the jump ball there by diving on the floor.
Nice play by Williams. We saw a lot in his freshman season. He'd make plays like those about every 2 seconds when he was on the floor. Good job by him to keep possession for his team.
Became a favorite on the Thunder squad for the hustle that he exhibited. And now we see him with some more increased playing time in this game. Cruikshank underneath the bucket for a layup there. Badorf couldn't handle it. Now quick out. Johnson able to get it to go, and that's just bad defense there by the Thunder, able to let that one go. Not even on a fast break, but off of a made basket. Vikings able to run out and get an easy one.
And I think that's part of this Vikings team. They can make a made basket look like a fast break. So quick to get out and get chances. It's a really fun thing to watch.
Adom inside the paint, outside now to Cruikshank. Cruikshank stops, works some space. I don't think he expected to get there and put up the shot, but the quick stop gave him some room to put up the jumper. Badorf behind the three-point line. We're under 5 minutes to go in the game now. 75-63. Shot from the corner. Bounces up and no good by Aliath. He'll hand it off to Adom. Considine gives it over to Uvegas at the top of the key. Adom now down low to Alioth. Alioth going up against Bodorf. Great pass to you, Vegas, for an easy layup. A good pass and a good cut makes for a great play for the Thunder. Chilling up top to Bodorf. Backdoor cut there, knocked away by Considine, and maybe even unintentionally, as that pass came right up into his knee off the bounce and deflects out of bounds. We'll see a timeout here, and right before the timeout, Daniel Carr was going to check back in, so once we start play again, we'll see the big man back out on the floor once more, and he's got 4 fouls, and of course there's 4 minutes and 22 seconds left there, so plenty of time, but you know, if you're Coach Schaefer, you want to get him back out there. He's been such a force. I mentioned early in the second half, you know, 8 points and 7 rebounds at that point, and how he probably reached the double-double mark, but maybe I spoke too soon, as he's still stuck on 8 points. Now he's got 8 rebounds, but he's just been out of action for a lot of this second half due to foul trouble.
Yeah, and I think it's no real surprise that Wheaton has gone on this run with him out of the game. He's been out for about the past 6 or 7 minutes, I would say, with those 4 fouls, as you've mentioned, and Augustana really missing that huge presence down low. I think Bodorf has done a really great job, but he's more of a 4, not quite a 5. So Daniel Carr coming back into the game. It's going to shake things up a lot. Wheaton currently up by 14 here, with just over 4 minutes left to go in this second half in this game.
Yeah, Don, you make a good point. This is a Augustana team that really just has to make do with the size they've got. Of course, Carr at 6'9", often the biggest guy in the court, but when he's out, really that puts him down to Bodorf, who stands at 6'6". They've got 2 other players listed at 6'5", but we haven't seen either of them in action today. After that, it drops down to plenty of 6'3" and under players, so not a lot of size to work with on the Augustana team, especially when Carr is off the floor. He puts up a jumper from the elbow there and gets it to go immediately. There's his 10 points. And now we'll see some full court pressure, not only on Cruikshank, but we see Dua and Jelen picking up full court as well. Into the corner, Anthony's open, and that's what that trap will do to you. It leaves him open in the corner, and Anthony knocks it down. Up to 15, matches the largest lead of the game for the Thunder. Dua works against you, Vegas, and now Bodorf hands off to Jelen, guarded by Adom. Screen is going to be a foul called against Carr on the illegal screen. And just like that, as quickly as he's in, he's out once more. And Augustana is going to be forced to replace him with Luther Taylor, who, while we've seen play in a couple minutes so far, gives up 4 inches and about 40 pounds from Carr.
That's pretty much the last thing you wanted to see if you're Coach Schaefer of the Vikings. Really unfortunate foul there off of the illegal screen. And Carr out just after making those quick 2 points. And it looks like we'll see Bodorf over in the center on Alioth.
3:40 to go, 15-point lead for the Thunder. Back into zone are the Vikings. Alioth gets it at the free throw line. Over to Anthony for another 3. And that lead's going to extend out even further for the Thunder. Bodorf works in the lane up against Alioth, who had a tip on the ball. He's not happy about the call there, but really kind of leaned in on the shoulder, and I think that's where the foul comes from. Here you see the 3-pointer by Anthony once more. That foul will send Augustana into the bonus. It's going to be 2 shots anyway, of course, on the shooting foul, but everyone after that will send him to the line for 1-and-1. Bodorf off the front of the rim there. That makes him 50% on the night from the line on 4 chances. Second one doesn't go either. Almost stripped out by Hanaszewski, and they say it will stay with the Vikings. Anthony had his hands on it, but Hanaszewski able to just pop it out. Coach Schauer calls a timeout with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go and an 18-point lead here for the Thunder.
And Coach Schauer just going to want to make sure his players are composed. You just don't really want to give up any big 4-point plays. You don't want to be careless on the inbounds. He's just going to take a second, calm his players down, remind them that they have the lead with just over 3 minutes left to go. And over there in the Augustana bench, I'm sure Coach Schaefer firing his players up. They've put in a really, really scrappy performance, as you saw Hanaszewski poking that ball away, getting possession back. And this should be an entertaining last couple of minutes here at King Arena.
I think for both coaches probably at this point, you're looking at these early games and maybe really just every game this season with the way things are going to go as just an opportunity to get better, even more so than you do during a normal season with the way that things are starting up right now and the way the schedule is going to be. Playing two teams back-to-back is going to be something teams aren't used to, and I think any moments on the floor, any game time that players are able to get is time to get better. Of course, don't want to get complacent for both score reasons, but also you don't want to miss those opportunities to improve. A nice block there by Uvegas gives the ball back to the Thunder. Adom inside, he's freed up and then just has the ball go out of bounds. Referee says it wasn't tipped by anyone and just went straight off Adom. No foul called either, so it'll go back to the Vikings.
And you love to see that passion from Coach Schauer. So fired up. So much energy here, even without the fans.
That's one thing that I've been a little surprised by, I think, Don. Good point is that I think the energy in the arena's actually been better than I thought. Both teams and their benches supplying a lot of noise, a lot of encouragement for their guys. And, of course, we certainly miss having fans in the stadium, but maybe something we'll be able to get used to, at least just for this season.
And one thing I was thinking about, opposing team free throws. I don't think I've ever heard a quiet away team free throw. That was something really interesting to see. Without the fans in the crowd, it does have a little bit of an impact, perhaps in late game situations.
Adom gets inside, puts it up from the elbow. He's able to create the space, but can't quite get the ball to drop. Outside Dua. Dua gets past Uvegas, has to kick it out again to Taylor. Taylor steps inside and gets the layup to fall off the front of the rim. It's no good. Cruikshank going to just slow it down here, pull it out. You see Coach Schauer with both of his hands up in the air, wants his team to just be patient here. Holding on to an 18-point lead with under 2 minutes to go. No reason to rush it at this point. Uvegas gets inside, kicks it out to Alioth, and then a charge called, and of course, who is it but there to draw it, and it's Justin Bodorf.
And look at how quickly he shifts over to his right. The lateral quickness just to block Uvegas and take that charge. Nice work from Bodorf.
We see Tyler Knuth come back in the game, number 32. He's going to replace Connor Dua. It's going to be Taylor inbounding here to Mullins with 1:48 to go. Kind of weaving the ball across the top. Gets away from Bodorf that time, and it'll be off the sideline. So the Thunder will get the ball back with 1:36. Andrew Williams and Eli Considine will come back in the game. Adom and Alioth going to come off for what I assume is the last time. Adom finishing with 26 points on 10 of 17 shooting, 3 3-pointers, perfect from the free throw line, and 4 rebounds. Alioth 12 points of his own and 8 rebounds. Great performances from the two seniors. Williams over to Anthony up top. Anthony gets another 3 to go, and Luke Anthony has opened things up from behind the arc as well, knocking down his 4th 3-pointer on 6 tries. That'll give him 15 points. Mullins can't get the layup to go, and it'll stay with the Vikings on that side as we inch closer towards a minute left in the game. Cruikshank going to come off the floor now. Again, replaced by Eddie Scott this time. He finished with 20 points on 8 of 14 shooting. 4 3-pointers for him as well, and 10 rebounds for Cruikshank. 5 assists to go along with it, and once again we see the junior Cruikshank just stuffing the stat sheet for the Thunder. Good defense along the baseline by Uvegas to knock that one away, and time's moving slow here in these last couple minutes. Mullins set to inbound for the Vikings. Throws it up, and wow, Jack Jellin coming down with that one, and that's an inbound play you see a lot from bigger guys. You just toss it up to the big center, and he's able to tip it in, but Jellin able to get that one go at just 5'10" over the defender.
And we've seen that a couple of times tonight. The Thunder falling a little bit asleep on these inbounds plays, but to your credit, you're not really going to expect that play going into a guard like that. And a nice finish by Jalen.
Into Williams. Williams gets past Ortiz, who's back into the game now, and will slow things down once he passes half court. Nick Schiavello is back on the court for the Thunder, and it's tipped away there from Considine. Foul going to be called. I think that's going to go against Taylor. Let's see. No, it'll actually go against Considine, so fouls against the Thunder, which will send the Vikings to the line with 45 seconds to go. Blake Foley comes back into the game for Vegas. Vegas, another one of the starters, finishing with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. But really, this game shining on the defensive end, shutting down Connor Dua after he was placed on him after that strong first half from the Viking. Free throw isn't good on the first end of the one-on-one. One-and-one, excuse me, as Andrew Williams is able to bottle that one and then finally come down with it. Williams up top with 30 seconds to go. And now Scott. Scott gives it over to Williams. There's 10 left on the shot clock. Tipped away by Mullins. He works his way into the paint and finishes it off. Maybe not pretty, but 2 points just the same for Andrew Williams, and that lead now up to 21 for the Thunder. 10 seconds to go now. Taylor gets it underneath. Kicks out to Mullins. Mullins, the three-point try. Rims out with 5 seconds. Williams will hold on to it, and that'll be the game. The Thunder get the win in the season opener. 89-67, Thunder win.
Very nice way to open up this season. If you're Coach Schauer, great job by the Wheaton Thunder to get out early to this victory. A 22-point victory, though it didn't quite look like that early on. But overall, a great performance and an exciting game from both teams. And now we'll send it down for an interview with Coach Schauer.
Coach, congratulations on your win here in the season opener tonight. How do you feel like your team came out and showed themselves today?
Yeah, so first I want to just kind of celebrate the fact we're playing, right? I mean, I think today the amount of work. I'm also administrator here at Wheaton, an assistant AD, so I know the amount of work and thought from people that are in athletics, out of athletics at our institutions, just to let guys have a chance and women have a chance in our conference to play. I want to celebrate that first. Win, lose, or draw, I just think it's significant to be back. And I don't know, when we were doing Zoom calls and whatnot, that I thought we'd get a chance to do this, so I'm thankful. I like my team a lot. I think we're really deep. I think we got a lot of offensive options. I think Namie Adom is special. He's just a special player. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting and bumpy ride, whether you get to play one day or not. But I really like my team.
Thanks, Coach. We're looking forward to seeing you all season. Excited that we're back here in King Arena for the first time and looking forward to a season ahead of Wheaton Thunder basketball. Thanks for joining us today on WTSN. The Thunder will be back in action next Thursday when they'll face off against Milliken, and that will be away on Thursday. They'll be back, of course, at home on Saturday to play the home game against Milliken. So catch us back here at 7 p.m. next Saturday for the next home game here for the Thunder. Until next time, I'm Ben Erickson for Don Crowder and everyone at WTSN. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.